500 feet. We're a few seconds now from the start. When that flag drops, the drivers will put their feet flat to the floor and they'll be gone. Listen to that roar of the engine. Look for the skiers who are left in the water. There'll probably one or two in this race, based on the fact that they're young, less experienced skiers. And you can see all the boats heading off into the distance. It looks very, very exciting from here as all the boats tend to converge to one spot, to one corner. It looks very dangerous from here, but in fact the drivers are well under control. They know where they are. The observers who are sitting backwards are telling the drivers exactly where each one of the other boats are. So they're all very experienced drivers at this level. They've all gone through local club races, they've gone through local regional races, and now they've progressed up to the national championship stage. There's probably here, 4 or 5 skiers in the water still, some of which in a not too good a position. If you saw the first race, you'll know that the boats go out to the far turn buoys and turn around and come back round these 3 orange buoys positioned here just off the Nightstone Pier. And 2 or 3 of the skiers are actually right on the racing line. So there are safety boats out here protecting the skiers. You'll see that they've got flags up on the back of their boats. They're protecting the skiers from any oncoming boats that may be doing sort of 60, 70 miles an hour. The drivers are very observant. They're always looking out for skiers. They have indications to say that they've seen the skiers in the water. There's one skier away on our left here. They'll be thinking to themselves that they've just got to concentrate. Caroline Jarman's now away. She'll be thinking to herself now that she's got to concentrate hard, just step the pace up just a little bit if she can, not pushing it too hard. The conditions have chopped up a little bit more than they were this morning, and as the boats continue to circuit round this course, couple of mile course, the boat wakes will make it even rougher and rougher as the race goes on. This race is 20 minutes plus 1 lap. We're already a sort of couple of minutes into the race. We're going to wait till the first boats come round now, see who's in the lead. We're expecting the lead boats to be the twin-engine boats of some of the top ladies and junior skiers, but you never know. In these sorts of conditions, the smaller boats with maybe the slightly more experienced skiers on the back can push on just a little bit harder. We've still got 1 or 2 skiers in the water. We've got boat 54 just pulled away again and lost the skier once again. It's probably the hardest part of the race, getting up onto the ski in the first place. Okay, we've got the leading skiers coming around. Boat number 3, this is Kim Lumley. She's from Hunstanton in Norfolk. She's one of the top junior skiers in the world. She's got a twin-engine boat there, capable of very, very high speed, a highly experienced driver.
Coming around on the inside again is the very competitive Natalie Scott. On the outside is Carol Lake in boat 260. On the inside 214 we see John Grimes. On the inside boat 210 is Chrissy Lakin. So Mum just in front of Son, doing well there.
We've got one skier off there, let go of the handles, hit a bit of a funny wave. That looks like it could be Paula Newland, boat 303, the winning boat in Formula 2 in the first race. As you can see, the yellow boat there is just turning around. It's raised its red flag to indicate that there's a skier in the water. At this moment in time, the skier is unprotected, which means there's no safety boat, so all the drivers that see her in the water will raise their hand. They're all very, very observant, these drivers, so there's generally no problems. And they come back round. This is a prime example of good ski racing. You can see... Sorry, Chris.
Those of you who saw the boats coming around just now, those 2 Formula 1 boats, you notice the spray coming out of the front of the boat. That's the bow tank filling. They've realised they need these boats in the water. They filled the tanks. The overflow, which is just on the driver's side, just in front, is overflowing. Turn the taps off, the tank's full. We come back down across the zone. After a bad start, a good effort by Stephanie Hickey, boat 150. She got onto the pace. She missed the first pull. She's gone up there very, very well. On the inside, we've got one of the local guys, or not a local guy, Dick Murray from Hunstanton. On the outside is the very, very young but very capable Ruth Hickey, the young Scottish skier. Her sister, who had a bad start, has already overtaken her and has already pulled up in front. We're looking back down on the outside and we see the leading lady coming around on the outside, giving all these younger skiers a little bit of room, just falling on the turn buoy there. Boat 71, just coming around on the outside now is the capable lady skier of
Okay, we've got another skier in the water here, boat number 71. What they're doing now, you can see the observer is standing up in the back of the boat. What they're doing is they're pulling the rope back into the boat so that when the other boats come round, it's not going to chop their line off. And they're going to have a chat with the skier, make sure the skier is okay, got no problems, got no injuries. And once they get the rope back in, they'll give the person the handles, and then they'll be off again, trying to catch up the lost time. They're probably going to lose at least 2 minutes, maybe one whole lap on the rest of the competitors.
Just now Kim Lumley just coming round here on boat 3. Just coming around. The conditions have chopped up much more in the second event than they were in the first event, making it extremely difficult for these younger skiers. Even the vets taking it nice and steady. The boat's bubbling hot. This is normally Zoe Bond's boat. Unfortunately, Zoe being unable to ski with another skier on the back of it. Johnny Grimes on the inside there, going very, very steadily. Local skier John Grimes. Chrissy Laking doing extremely well. Now got in front of his mum, boat 201. Only a young lad doing extremely well in the National Sprint Series. Here's his mum coming round, boat 260. Carol, another competitive skier, done extremely well. On the inside, some of the slower boats. Extremely difficult. You can see the observer clapping his hands together, just keeping it together, nice and steady, encouraging the skier around. We're looking back, we see the boat 340, you see the spray coming out the front, you can see the bow tank full, and there's just the overflow on the bow tank, still blowing the water out the front of that boat, trying to give Callie a slightly better ride. On the inside, Timmy Gray, boat 64. On the inside again, we see Hayley Basson, boat 240, driven nice and steadily round by her father Greg. We look back up through on the left-hand side, on the downward part of the course, on a lovely sunny Saturday afternoon in August for the fifth round of the National Water Ski Racing Sprint Championships. We're just looking back down through, the pace not as fast as we saw in the first race with Darren Kirkland. On the inside we see Natalie Scott coming around, on the outside is Paula Newland. Excellent effort by these two girls, just trying to vie with one another. Almost the same sort of race as we had in the first round. Thurza Wilson got herself up and going, boat 54, long way down from Thurza from Scotland. And the under 14 category, a very, very young lady, used to skiing more on the locks of Scotland where it's much flatter. Oh, a tumble there by Thurza. Just not quite into those waves on that bottom turn buoy here. Turn round, safety boat comes in behind her. You can see the yellow flag up and the green flag on the boat. This indicates a skier in the water. The flag flown by the competitor's boat there actually shows the skier in the water as well. Scottish boat 585 coming round, towing young Ruth Hickey. Good effort by this very young girl in the junior class. We look back a little bit further, we see Caroline Jarman. Caroline coming round, bit of a fluff at the start, got herself together. Again, a very, very competitive skier in the right conditions, a little bit choppy in this Sprint Series Championship at Weston Super Mare here today. The leader of the race, number 3.
Okay, just on the inside we've got boat 565, it's actually Steve Benny. He's a local skier from Weston Super Mare. He's competing in the club class today. He's one of those skiers that skied many, many years ago. He's come back to compete in the local race. He was an excellent Formula 3 and Formula 2 skier in his time. He's been skiing occasionally in the regional races with a local team, and he's now competing in this race in the club class competition. So he's actually leading overall at the moment, just ahead of Kim Lumley, the leading junior there.
A good effort by Chrissy Laking coming around here, boat 201. The indication from the driver, hand up, saying he's seen the fallen skier. The safety boat coming across the course just to protect the skier. I look down, I see Nick Butler's turned up. Hi Nick, nice to see you. Very competitive skier in his time, stood beside team captain. 260, Chrissy Lakin's mum, Carol Lakin, still skiing well there. The pace not as fast as it was due to the conditions here, chopping up a little bit. Tide beginning to go out now. On the inside, Timmy Gray still going around nice and steady, boat 64.
This boat 34 as well, that's Callie Harvey, another local skier just down the road. She's represented her country in many European championships, and she's finding it quite difficult today behind a boat she's not used to skiing behind. It's a spare boat that she would hopefully not have to use, but they've had problems with the main boat today.
Bit of a difficult time, those of you looking on the right hand side of this turn here. You can see a skier in the water. The observer with his hand up, flag up. As soon as his flag goes down, his hand goes down, the driver will hit the throttle and pull the skier out of the water. Difficult place to go up, a little bit choppy, boats all the way around you. We look back to the left hand side, we see Paul and Newland coming around towards us, boat 303. Good effort by Paul and Newland. Just managed to get the legs on Natalie Scott, who's coming up, touching in behind her. Must have had a slightly better leg just across the back there. Fallen skier now out of the water and gone. So that turn boy now free of fallen. No, it's another fallen skier on the far right hand side. Unfortunately, Paul has got to go all the way round. Chance for Natalie just to nip on the inside. Maybe make up herself a couple of boat spaces. We look back along the inshore leg. We can see about 4 or 5 boats coming towards us now. A little difficult to make up who the boats are towards us. We expect Kim Lumley somewhere to be coming around and lapping most of these slower boats now. Not quite the pace that Darren Kirkland set in the first race, but still very, very good for these type of conditions. Again, most of the guys will be struggling. It's chopped up a bit. The sun's on the water. The wind's coming towards you. The tide's going out. All these conditions make for slightly difficult water skiing, especially for these slightly younger skiers. We see boat number 3. That's Kim Lumley coming around there. She's actually the leader of this race at this time. Boat 150. Derek Blackwell, young Ruth Hickey. Good effort by Ruth Hickey.
Paul Steve Benny there behind 565. Gone back now into second place overall in the race. Having to take the wider lap round with a fallen skier just in front of them. Yeah, he's fallen back into second place now in the club class. Well, he's leaving club class, he's in second place overall. Young skier, junior skier, Kim Lumley has taken the lead. We expected her to be pushing on here, and she's now back in the lead. Kim Lumley has just come back from America, 16 years old. She's been competing in the Catalina race, where she got a fabulous second place in the junior classification over there.
Chrissy Lakin, one of the British team members. We're lucky enough to have been joined here by British team captain Tony Williams. Just looking at his skiers that he will be taking to south of France in about 4 weeks' time, Tony? 2 weeks' time. So this is a real prime time for these skiers to be fit, ready to go in France. Carol Lake and his mum just keeping them up together. 260 also in the British team. Tremendous effort by this family, mother and son in the British team. Timmy Gray on the inside, boat 64. Still keeping up, using him as a pacer. Callie Harvey on the outside. You saw her first boat +1 in the first race. Unfortunately, a small problem with that, so they've reverted to boat 34. The ring, 21-foot ring twin rig. I speak Tony towards me. I'll have a quick word with Tony. Tony, you're pleased with the effort of your skiers today?
Yeah, the conditions are not as easy as they look from up here. Very lumpy, and there's some big holes at the top end of it, apparently. All doing very well. Let's hope that it all comes together in 2 weeks' time when we go down to Biscarrosse, south of France, for the European Championships. We have won the European Championships. They compete every 2 years for these championships. We have won the championship for the past 3 occasions, and we kept the trophy last time. So this year there's a new trophy, and we very much hope that our team will be on form and that we can get our names on this new trophy the first time.
Thank you, Tony. There you are. You've got it from the team captain himself here, just keeping an eye on his skiers. Obviously making sure that today his team don't come to any harm just before you go to a major event like that. You don't want any skiers to pull any muscles, have any injuries, but they also want to win this prestigious round 5 of the National Sprint Series Championship, sponsored by Whitbread, put on by Weston Bay Water Sports Club, with conjunction of North Somerset Council. Natalie Scott skiing in front of you. You saw her brother in the first race. Natalie, a young lady who's doing extremely well and gets better and better race by race. On the inside coming around is Kim Lumley. Excellent effort by Kim Lumley.
She's leading the race there. First skier, palpitations, the boat 565 on the outside, just caught up a couple of ski lengths, taking the long way round the outside, so Kim's going a shorter distance, slightly slower speed probably, and Steve Benny, local veteran skier, probably skiing in the club class today, going well around the outside, fighting for pole position in this race today. Kim Lumley, junior skier there, skiing exceptionally well in these conditions today.
Ruth Hickey making a very good effort there on the back of Derek Blackmore's boat 150. Derek going to tow Ruth down in France 2 weeks time, so Ruth making all the experience of the cruise she's got with her. Very experienced Bradley Cannon sitting backwards. Brad, a very competitive skier for a number of years now, sat backwards. You can see his hand going up, acknowledging the sign that Ruth wants to just put on the speed a little bit going along the back leg. We look back down through Caroline Jarman making a good effort after her bad start. Just coming around the outside, nicely driven. You can see the boat well in the water, the bow tank full, the tabs down, the engines tucked right in, using the boat a little bit like a railway sleeper, pushing this water flat, giving Caroline a good position to ski on. Young Chrissy Lakin still pushing on that little pace that he's going, 2:01. Very, very well driven by a member of Chaffewater, the ski club. Very, very competitive young lad. We look back through Timmy Gray coming to the middle, a fallen skier there. We think that's probably Hayley Bassam. Timmy Gray just got round that. You can see the bow tank blower still blowing out front in front of the number. Coming around the outside, Carol Lakin still making an excellent effort towards this race. Some 15, 17 minutes into the race now. We expect to see the blue flag in about 5 minutes time. Callie Harvey just coming around, just lost a little bit of pace on Timmy Gray there. Probably a little bit lumpy at the far end. A very, very good effort by Paula Newland on the inside, but 3:03. Extremely hard work for these girls in these conditions, especially as the wind and the sun gets on it, tiring towards the end. Ruth Hickey putting a very good pace up in front of these slightly older girls. Thurza Wilson coming round us, boat 54. Thurza struggling as such in these conditions, could probably do with going a little bit quicker to make things easier for her. Maybe a word from our British team captain later on and just put her in the right direction, and tomorrow she'll do a little better. It's a long way down for these girls, all the way from Scotland to compete in this fifth round of the National Water Ski Racing Sprint Championships. Our team captain with the binoculars on, looking at a fallen skier some 2/3 of the way up the inside leg. We tell you it is when we can see coming towards us. We think it's Kim Lumley. You can see the boat out of the water, towing this young junior skier. Excellent effort in America, superb effort here. One of Tony's star skiers to take to Europe. We expect big things from this young lady. Unfortunately, although representing Great Britain and Australia last year, she won the first race, took an injury in the second and did no more towards the competition, but young girl, phenomenal effort, wonderful father driving the boat for her. Very, very competitive team. We expect big things from this young lady. Natalie Scott making a good effort. Steve Benny on the outside, 565, palpitation, still going around there nice and steady. Good effort by Natalie Scott on the inside. Using Steve. Steve, a very, very competitive skier in his time. Deciding to come out on the water today to represent Weston Super Mare. We're looking down on the inside of the course, just coming towards it. I see the start boat coming towards the turn buoy now. It won't be long before that blue flag comes up. I'm sure most of these skiers will be very, very glad to see this blue flag. The blue flag representing the last lap on this fifth round of the support race. Thank you. So we look back on the inside the course now. We see Caroline Jarman on the inside. We see the Shirley Hickey driving this lovely 21-foot Phantom, towing her younger daughter. Dad sitting backwards in the seat. A really family team here. Her sister doing well. Some 3/4 of a lap in front of her. Excellent effort by this young lady. Caroline Jarman coming in behind her. Ably driven by her husband. Making a very, very good effort in the boat Oasis. Boat 201. Chrissy Lakin, not that much farther. Mum's caught up a little bit now. You can see Carol Lakin just coming around the turn buoy here. Timmy Gray on the inside. On the in between those two is Callie Harvey. All these boats bunched together now, they can see one another, they can pace one another. The pace will pick up, you can see Callie just coming alongside. Carol Lakin, she wants to beat Carol Lakin. The observer waving on, come on, we need more speed. You can see it, Carol Lakin's observer pushing Carol on there. Just coming around on the inside now, we see the rock solid boat. No, it's not the rock solid boat, that's still farther up the course fallen. It's the Jester, boat 11. You can see on there, good example, the bow tank full, the engine trimmed right in, trying to give the skier a good wake behind the skiing. The observer just clapping his hands, saying to the skier, come on, we can do this, not much further to go. The bubbling hot boat, the old Rod Hawkins boat there, coming around, almost skiing better than Rod did in the first event, so come on Rod, tomorrow. Here's the rock solid boat after their fall, just coming round. Hayley Bassam just making a good effort here, boat 240. Back up on the ski, obviously the ski came off, so Tommy took to put the ski back on the water and get herself organised, just lost herself a couple of positions. The boat of the old Derek Blackmore boat, P71 there, towing one of the juniors. We look just on the inside now and we see Kim Lumley coming round there, boat number 3. There you are, the blue flag. The observer round and round in circles at 1. One more lap to go for this young lady. Good effort. All these skiers now be really pleased to see that blue flag. That takes 1 lap to go. You can see them just coming round there. There's a Wilson. No, she's got another lap to do to finish this race. Steve Benny now going to have to put a real special effort in to get on top of Kim Wilson in this race. Kim Lumley in this race. I don't think Steve is going to be able to match the pace that this very, very competitive young lady in the lady event is going to be able to do with this, the boat ably driven by her father. Superbly skied. She's seen that blue flag. She knows how much more effort she's got in to put into this 2/3 of a race.
Just to remind you, we've got the final round of the sprint championships.